Thank you for inviting me. Uh, Good evening to everybody who's present. I must begin by saying that I feel very strange. I'm used to addressing an audience. I'm used to speaking to people who interact, at least with their eyes and their facial expression, and later on with their voices. And so this business of speaking to my computer and interacting with my computer is something very new and rather difficult and terrifying. But anyway, I will do what I can with this situation. I thought a little bit about what I should speak on and eventually decided that I should choose something that I have been working on all my life and which has been very close interest to me. And the two subjects on which I keep working and keep coming back from time to time, one is, of course, the study of the Mauryan period, and the other is the study of the writing of history. And I decided that of the two, I would speak on the second subject, as it may be of greater interest to most of you over here. How has the history of early India been written in the last 2 centuries? That has been my research interest, directly and indirectly in various ways. And what did the study of the writing of history involve? It involves looking at the form it takes. Are we talking about inscriptions and chronicles? And these are very different things, and other forms also that tell us about the past. Are we also looking, aren't we, at authors? Who is the author of the text? Is it a bard? Is it an officer of the court? Is it a literary person? That makes a difference to the quality of what is being written and the nature of what is being written. And thirdly, and very importantly, what is the text intended for? Is it an inscription that records an event? Is it a long statement relating to the past which draws legitimacy for the ruling dynasty from the past? That is also one purpose of looking at the past. The present, as we know from our own lifetime, often seeks legitimacy from the past. And we keep talking about tradition, without realizing that very often tradition is very recent and invented. It is not always something that goes back to a remote past. Nevertheless, this interest in trying to understand the past and relate it to the present is something which is important and which is sometimes referred to as historiography, which is an area of historical writing that I am very deeply interested in. My particular interest has been how Indians in the past saw their past and wrote about it, part of which, of course, was their history. It is not a subject that is popular amongst historians, even these days. I plan to work on it segment by segment, and every time I got a research grant, I would take up one segment and do some research, write a paper, get some reactions. And this kept piling up year after year as we went along, until finally I decided I really had to pull it together and put it into a book. So the book I wrote was called The Past Before Us, Historical Traditions of Early North India, which was published in 2013. But the subject I'm going to speak about today, I haven't written a book on it. I've only written many papers, and then maybe one day I'll pull them all together.